Starting off with the pioneers of it all, IFC and our fraternal council. So, Greek life was initially made for all men. Well, this leads us into the next question, panel. But we'll get to that in a second. Well, in IFC modern day time, what do we typically hear IFC members wanting? Girls, parties, and a DJ at the parties. Well, hopefully we also want them to be amazing scholars, right? And also serving the community, because that's what Greek life is founded on. Right. So, since they're pioneers, let's hope that everything that has been happening since its onset is clear, pure like water. And let's hope that nothing really happens to taint this, right? Because we can think of things that could taint it, like, hey, hazing, right? Or any other things that happen to not be great, that could send you to the dean of students, and we wouldn't want that. Or we wouldn't want anything that would cause harm to the broader scale, which would be the university. But let's transition into Panhell. Panhell, the Panhellenic Council, is all the sororities. So with IFC, they didn't really create it for men. So later on, women took the foundation of IFC and they were like, hey, I want to build a fraternity for women. And, women made a space for themselves, built on the values that they value, like sisterhood. Like, what does it mean to be a sister? And, they've done a lot of great work. A lot of times you'll see, unfortunately, some girls are a little bit afraid of like what's out on the media. Like, hey, all the Southern colleges are doing their chants, like, join Panhell. Well, what does that really tell you? You get a lot more out of meeting the individuals of a chapter for all of Greek life. But especially for Panhell, those, one-on-ones, coffee dates that you'll see a lot of Northwest Ohio Panhell chapters do. But hey, it's about making that connection. And there's also a difference between formal recruitment that occurs in the fall between spring recruitment, which is typically informal. So when you're dealing with a student that is interested in Panhell, you can refer them to, hey, this one might be better for you, or this one might be better for you. Just depends on how comfortable they are. Transitioning into National Panhellenic Association, so NPHC, also known as Divine Nine, right? So there weren't spaces for African American students, Black students, so they also created their own space because it was well needed. So this started in the early 1900s, Alpha fraternity, and also Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. And so they were the pioneers of their organizations. One of the biggest things that come about with this is also basically, when did these organizations arrive? And also, what's the differences? And typically you'll always see things about hazing, okay? So, like, why is there things such as underground pledging, which isn't good at all? Right. But it's also, hey, we really shouldn't be testing our members to see, hey, are you worthy of these letters? Well, if you do everything according to nationals, you should earn those letters. But in highlight of NPHC, we look at, hey, strolling is amazing, and also stepping. And I would recommend that everyone looks into it. MGC, Multicultural Greek Council. Well, they also founded themselves because there weren't any organizations directly for their culture. All of these are based on or rooted in their culture, and there's a very diverse amount. There's Asian, Muslim, Latino, multicultural, you name it, likely there is something out there for you. But they're so new. Well, why don't I hear about them in the mainstream media? Well, it's because of, well, how many members do they have? And are there really news outlets built to highlight them? You don't really see them a lot, but you might see them in college newspapers or even on the FSL website. But hey, you might not know, like, oh, this might just be a normal traditional IFC or panhell. What's the difference? All I see is the difference of, hey, someone's wearing a line jacket or a fancy jacket, but everyone else is just wearing like crew necks. Well, that's why it's super important to spread the word. Thank you.